Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a T-34-85M. It's a Soviet Tier 6 premium medium tank, and this one's located on the north spawn of Lakeville under the command of Leethalstylesz of Philo. Now, what can I tell you about T-34-85? Well, it's a development of the T-34-76 in that it's got improved armour at the front, a bigger turret, with a much bigger gun, an 85mm gun, and they move some of the fuel outside the vehicle into drums that will just be carried. They're not actually connected to the fuel system, but they could download put the oil, the diesel fuel, into the main tanks if they needed to. Right, Leethalstylesz is headed off towards the town. Now, the T-34-85 was designed originally to deal with the Tiger tank. The 85mm gun was actually proven to get through the hull of a Tiger tank, and they made 35,000 of these tanks, not the 85M, but T-34-85s in general. So it was a very successful tank. It basically is similar to the T-34 in that it's got the same frontal shield but a little more armour there, and it's got weaker armour on the rear, but it's got basically the same engine but just a different turret, and the turret is bigger so that it could actually carry that big 85mm gun, but in fact it's still a very cramped turret. Well, Leethalstylesz is coming up to the city centre. Oh, he's got a looks! Nice hit, 187, he tracked him. Now he's finished him off, 64. That shows you the power of the 85mm gun. That looks as a tier 4 tank. Came up against a tier 6 medium. No way he was going to survive that gun. Only took 2 shots. Now, the alpha damage is 180, the penetration 144mm. So that looks had no chance of surviving the shot. Really, none at all. It was just going to go straight through him. And it would take 2 shots to kill him, but it was certainly going to kill him, there was no doubt about it. He only needed to get direct hits and that was it. Now, Leethalstylesz is actually headed back towards his own cap. Now you might ask why. Well, I think he's using his mini-map and using his noodle, because unlike other players, he's realised, yes, there's a real danger that they could lose their cap, because the only person near their cap is their Arty, the SU-5, and he's now in a position where it looks like he's going to get wiped out very shortly. There's a Skoda T-24, an M4A3 EZ2, the Super Jumbo, and an OI going over the middle of the valley. And if they get to the cap, it's going to be damn difficult to get rid of them. Yep, one of them's in the cap already. Now, we can't see them from this far away, and the nearest of our players, well, they're both Arty. The SU-5 who's behind in grid square A2, and we've been spotted by the enemy, and there's the Skoda T-24. We fire a nice round in, but we did take a hit from them. 123 hit points. And the next closest is also an Arty, the Panzersebsfahrlafette Fear, and he's taking fire as well. We've lost the SU-5. And yep, we've lost our Death Toaster as well, the Panzersebsfahrlafette Fear C. So we're losing tanks now. We're 2 down. And we know the enemy is near our cap area. And you can see there's a dead tank there being moved. Yep, the enemy moved the wreck to provide cover. There's the EZ2, the Jumbo. And he's out the game. 35 hit points. And Leethalstylesz pulls back behind the rock for cover. He was seen. He needs to be careful. He is angling his tank, except of course when he's doing that, moving across. And he's trying to angle to avoid any shot that does come in, but he's going to have to move back to the cap area, and there is a big problem. The OI. Tier 6 Japanese heavy, and it's normally got a big derp gun which can do an awful lot of damage with one shot. So he's got to try and avoid fire from that OI, but he's got to keep getting resets. Now his 85mm gun should be able to penetrate it if he can get a weak spot, but the problem is there are other enemies in there. And there's now Electo, and he gets a nice hit on that TD. Oh, but he takes a shot from the Electo, who appears to be carrying the derp gun, or was carrying the derp gun, because he did 104 hit points of damage and 166. No, it wasn't the derp gun. That would have been one of their high caliber guns. Can he get a shot, penetrate that OI? Yes, he does. So he's reset the cap, but he took an Arty round. So the enemy has got an Arty near our cap, and he fires a round into the OI again to get a reset, going for the flat plates in front. Yep, he gets another one. He's got the high caliber now. Oh, he takes another round from the Arty. He's in the wrong place. He really needs to pull back. If he gets another round from the Arty like that, it could certainly hurt. Yep, he gets another one into the OI, but he's one-shot and he's a one-shot now. And he kills him in the next round, but again, he gets hit by Arty again, and now he's only down to 201 hit points. He is in trouble. He's only got less than a third of his hit points left, 27%. This is going to be really difficult for him, but there are still 4 enemy tanks out there. Oh, there's the Arty. The Panzer Selbstfahrerfährte 4B, and he takes him out. 9 hit points. That's his 5th kill. If he gets one more, he gets the Top Gun. It was a calculated risk to take the shots on the OI and accept the damage that the Panzer Selbstfahrerfährte was doing. But it really has sort of like put him in a bit of a bind now, because there are 3 enemies out there. The TD is a Hetzer, and the Artys are a Hummel and a Birch Gun. Well, if the Hummel hits him, he's out the game just like that. If the Birch Gun hits him, he might be able to survive a couple of shots. It's more than likely, though, 2 shots from the Birch Gun will finish him off. So he's being very cautious about moving through the Gap Valley, because he knows if the Hetzer is defending the cap area, then he's going to get shot by them very, very quickly. And if that Hetzer is using the derp gun, the 105mm, he could be out the game in just 1 shot. Now, unfortunately, his teammates in the 25TP and the Panzer IV-H are not moving out of the outskirts of the city. They're just sitting there and making Leethalstylesz do all of the work. And he's found them, 3 of them. He's found the enemy. There's the Birch Gun, taking them out first. Oh, he doesn't get it with 1 shot. It's going to take 2. Will he be able to get the second shot in? Yes, he does. There's the Hetzer. He's relocated. He's got his Top Gun. Can he get that Hetzer? He's doing this all alone. He can't. He's getting no help from those other 2 tanks at all. They're forcing him to carry. He might get a Radley Walters out of this. It certainly looks... Oh, there's the Hetzer. There's the Hummel rubber. 1 round in. Can he get the second round in before he gets into cover? Try. It's a difficult shot, but he gets the Hummel out the game. That means there's only the Hetzer left, and he's picked up a Dumitru's medal for killing all 3 Arty, the Birch Gun, the Hummel, and the Panzer Selbstfahrerfährte. So it's just the Hetzer, and we know that the Hetzer was last seen going behind that rock. So it's more than likely he's still there. Because if he had moved out from there, we probably would have seen him. Trouble is, we can't climb that rock. Not easily. We're having to go round sideways. Oh, it's difficult. Now, where is he? Is he behind this rock? The other tanks are now moving. Oh, there he is. He's actually down behind the corner. Has he got the derp gun? Yes, he has. I think he's got the derp gun. And he finishes him off. 91 hit points. Radley Walters wins the game and carries the team. Nice play, Leethalstylesz. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. Oh, it's his first ace tanker in the T-34-85M. I know it's the first ace tanker because it's got that scrolls underneath the M. You don't get that unless it's your first ace tanker, and he got it. He got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. He got a sharpshooter for getting 10 or more consecutive shots on the enemy. He got a shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, a master gunner for getting 5 armor penetrating hits in a row, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks that did damage to him during the battle, and that would probably be the OI and the Panzerseebstwaffenwaffe, and he also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in the battle. It says here, yes, he got 5 exactly. And on top of this, the epic medals, he got a Dumitru's medal. He took out all 3 Arty on the enemy team. He got a Radley Walters for getting at least 8 kills. Got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle. And lastly, but not least, he picked up a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills in that battle. Let's have a look at the win 8. 10,148, well, super Unicum standard. Very, very good standard indeed. In fact, he really did have to carry that battle single-handed because the other 2 were absolutely useless. They were just sitting there, a total waste of space. So let's have a look and see how it all panned out in the end on the team scores. Well, look at that, 2,564 hit points of damage. That's more than 3 times the damage that the Lux did, and he managed to get 736. Then we had the Panzerseebstwaffenwaffe with 667. When it came to the enemy side, it was their super jumbo, the M4A3 EC2. He managed to get 1,013 hit points. That's less than half the score that Leethalstylesz managed to get in that game, and he really had to put the effort in to do it. When it came to kills, again, Leethalstylesz topped with 8. That's more than half of the enemy. The highest the enemy could do was 3 kills. That's slightly less than, just slightly less than a third of Leethalstylesz's score. And the next highest score on his own team only had 2. So that's 1/4 of the kills that Leethalstylesz managed to get. When it came to base XP, he really nailed that one. 1,308 experience points. The next highest score was again the Lux with 647, less than half of his score. And then the KV-85 with 512. Leethalstylesz fired 22 rounds during that battle. He got good accuracy, 20 hits, 19 penetration. Shows the power of the 85mm gun. He did damage of 2,564 hit points, of which 472 were at more than 300 meters. Some of those shots he shot from the valley into the Hummel and the Birch gun were very accurate shots, especially that second most difficult shot on the Hummel, because there's only a tiny bit of the Hummel showing, but he still managed to put the round into the weak point and took him out. He received 7 hits from the enemy. 5 of them were penetration, 2 were non-penetration, and he received 2 hits as a result of splash damage. He blocked damage of 810 hit points. That's an absolutely massive score when you consider, well, it was his own hit points, total hit points were less than that. He spotted 4 enemy vehicles. He damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 8 of them, and did damage assistance of 162 hit points, and also managed to get 33 defense points by getting resets whilst they were capping. On a premium account, he earned 63,171 credits, and he got personal reserves of 31,586, and he also got a reward for mission completion, and that was because it was the Halloween special, 41,062 credits, bringing up an absolute gargantuan total of 135,819 credits from a tier 6 medium tank. Would you believe that's a huge total? It really is absolutely massive. And after repair and ammunition resupply, and yes, he did use a bit of premium ammo, but he can be excused it, because just look at the amount of credits that he took away, 63,093 credits, and he needed that premium ammo to get through the hull of the OI to make sure that he penetrated it. He received 8 bonds for that battle. He also managed to earn 1,962 XP, ×2 for the first victory, and a reward for mission completion of 2256, and of course this is a premium vehicle, so we got an extra 589. So his total takeaway was 6,769 experience points altogether. Now he actually complained, he said 2 bots left on my team, let's just get the Radleys myself. Well, yeah, but he's sort of like, take charge, I'm going to do this, I'm going to carry the team, I don't care if they're not going to help at all, I'm going to do it. And that's the sort of attitude that gets games and gets big rewards. So congratulations to Leethalstylesz of Philo. We often play online on Nicky's stream, and I'm very pleased to do this replay because it is rather special. For a T-34-85 to get that amount of credits in battle is something else. And the way that you took charge and won that battle and got your first ace tankers in the T-34-85, well, that makes it even more special. essential. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.